America, and since then, from 16, I am staying in America for 6 months, and 6 months I am staying here. The Platinum Jubilee of Walchand College is being celebrated. I could not attend that alumni meet. On that day only I came to India. But I got this opportunity. I thank Professor Munwalli who has given me this opportunity. I thank Deputy Director Sonavane, then Prof, and all others who have helped me in arranging this particular meet. I wanted to talk to you for a long time. From 15, I was thinking that I should come every year and talk to you. However, it could not be possible due to my staying in California. But every time I used to come on 15th August and 26th January here. I have been with the students right from joining my college in 1966. I joined the college in 1966. Afterwards, I met Dr. Subbarao, who had come from America, and I thought it is a good time for me to choose the subject. I was teaching surveying earlier at that time, and Dr. Subbarao was having environmental engineering MTech. So I immediately joined environmental engineering, and we started environmental laboratory here. In that room only, there was a BE class. We put a partition there, and backside we started the laboratory. And since then, we slowly developed the laboratory. Myself and Dr. Subbarao both were staying just beyond that. There were certain US hostels, and on Saturday, Sunday, we used to come here and do the thing. And we built up the entire environmental engineering laboratory and consultancy. For about 30 years, we were doing the job. So let us start, please. This next page. Just see, you are very fortunate that you have joined Walchand College. Walchand College is founded by late Shri Dhunduma Sati. And the first thing that he has done was putting a globe. So he has got a global view. It is the only Earth model that is available in the entire world of this size. The only big scale concrete model in the world. What it suggests? Only one Earth. It also suggests that we engineers can build it, we can maintain it, and keep the focus on education. So education is the focus. So education should not go out of bounds only for money, only for other things. It should focus the protection of our earth or globe. Next please. He then established Shilpa Chintamani. Shilpa Chintamani name itself indicates civil engineering. So there should be आपण म्हणतो भगवंताचे अधिष्ठान पाहिजे. So he has started this particular thing. So Ganesh Mandir was the next step. Next please. This is the temple. Next. This is Shilpa Chintamani. So Walchand College means first globe and then Ganpati. So these two things are there. We have got global view and we are believing in the God. Next. This is the entrance gate of Walchand College of Engineering. It is just entrance gate of Walchand College of Engineering. Everybody knows this particular thing. All the students know this. And I always, every day in the morning, 6 o'clock, I make a round. I come on this particular gate and then go there. I take photographs every time. And I get joy in having connection with this. Next please. Prior to me, Professor Ranade was here, my name. He was handling public health engineering. He was teaching environmental engineering to us. And he was very studious. All whatever he was to say, he used to write it in the notebook. All lectures were written completely in his own hand. Even the jokes he made, he had written it there. And his notes of all, water supply, wastewater, everything formed a very good reference manual for us. He was very studious, and he has also written Bahurangi Karmanu, that means for children to increase their IQ. He has written 3 volumes where he has mentioned all the different information, mathematics and everything. So he was such a personality. Afterwards, Dr. Subbarao came, he brought the knowledge from America. He was in Oklahoma State University. So I joined that, and I started becoming a collaborator between Dr. Subbarao and all other people, because all other people were not knowing the English that he was talking, and his English was something different, and I used to just transfer from year to year, and the students also used to give me any problem, anything to refer to the Subbarao. So I had got a very crucial role there. Next. So Dr. Subbarao's interview, I had taken video interview, and that you can see, you can meet him on the net. I have got it, I have written this thing. Similarly, Professor J.M. Gadgil, he was my colleague. He was my student, but he was colleague. And Dr. Subbarao, myself, and Dr. Gadgil, Professor Gadgil, we 3 worked as a team for the environmental consultancy for 30 or 40 years. So Subbarao was expert in wastewater engineering. He started lagoons, anaerobic lagoons. So at that time it was considered, now it is considered as a polluting pond. But at that time it was the only way how the distillery waste could be treated. The distillery waste was going directly into the river. So he asked them to put it in the pond, and he put the name lagoon, which was popular in America. So anaerobic lagoon he went. Even if bad smell is there, anything there, in 1 month the BOD used to come to 90, less than 5%. So 95% removal of BOD was there, and COD also was removed, and all the sugar factories were very happy. Vasant Patil gave us grants, and we started here digestion tank. Next please. Environmental Protection Research Foundation, this was also started in 84, where we could not do all work in Walchand College, so we started a separate institution, Environmental Protection Research Foundation, and there also Saturday, Sunday, we employed other people and started working. So college as well as separate, we have started that thing. Next please. He is my another guru, Dr. G.D. Agarwal. I did my PhD in IIT Kanpur under him. He also had come from Berkeley University, but he was very simple man with white shirt and lehenga. He was bachelor. He used to cook himself, and he tried to make the environmental clearness and other things in nearby villages. And he was very studious. Once Dr. Subbarao called him just to visit here. Next please. This is Vasant Patil. He has started our foundation. So Dr. G.D. Agarwal came here and he gave lecture, and I asked so many questions because students used to ask questions. Nowadays teachers don't prefer, but students must ask questions. I used to ask questions, and he was very impressed. He said, "You are a good PhD material, you can come there." And what had happened at that time? We had visited Ukar Sugar Works, Sangli Shetkari Sakhar Karkhana, then Krishna Sakhar Karkhana, so many. And he was very much impressed by the lagoons and other treatments that we are doing. So he wanted me to do the work in lagoons and other things in UP. So that he took me, and I started doing that particular PhD in IIT Kanpur in 73. Only thing is, I decided I will not do in the wastewater engineering. I wanted to do in water treatment because Subbarao was there already in the wastewater. So in water treatment nobody was there. So I used to give every proposal in water treatment, and Dr. Chidiyar was very angry every time. He used to throw it out. He said, "Why don't you do it in the wastewater, in lagoons?" But I said no. I used to talk to Subbarao. Subbarao said, we want water person. I am wastewater, you take water. So I continuously, so after 1 year, he agreed, let you do it as well. And then we got dual media filter, we started. So using coal, crushed coal, and increasing the capacity of the rapid set filter, that was my project. And 3 years I could do it. In the entire 3 years time, Dr. Subbarao didn't come to my house, even if I was staying with my family. He said that we should not take any advantage of the teacher, student. So he was keeping that relation all the time. But after my PhD, he used to come to my house, he used to play with my children and like that. So he was of such a thing. And afterwards what happened, in Kanpur, there was north and south fight. The south teachers were always thinking of going to America. And north people wanted to do some work in their villages and other things. And they were weak in English. And south were good in English. And there was a tussle. And in that process, Dr. C.D. Agarwal, he was director of the IIT. He had to leave that thing. But he was picked up by Central Pollution Control Board and he became member secretary of Central Pollution Control Board. And there he started working. He has set up a board of distillery waste and he has given that work to us at Walchand College to prepare a complete documentary of sugar. Afterwards, there also he found that there is a lot of corruption and so he left that and he just went to Nanaji Deshmukh and he stayed there in Ramdur, Chitradurg, and he started doing social work. And then he, nowadays you might be knowing Rajendra Singh and other things, that is waterman and everything. So he started that particular thing. Similarly, air pollution institution, he started in Delhi, that is done by Anil Agarwal. So now it is being done there. And once S.K. Gupta was there, he has started Envirotech consultancy. So all these things he has started. But still, he was very much worried about the Ganga pollution. And he did fast unto death in the Ganga for protecting Ganga. He was opposing the dams on being constructed on the Ganga at the upper reaches, the Haridwar Nadi. And he did 4 times such things because every time some people come and they say promise and they said that we will do that, and every time finally in 18 he died after 119 days of fast. And he was lifted and he was actually put on saline and other thing, but he refused that, he died there. So in June 18 he died there, next place. So there are 2 gurus. One guru is Dr. Subbarao, he is business oriented, and Dr. G.D. Agarwal, he is totally people oriented. So he sacrificed entire life for that. And what happened? That he was bachelor, so even nobody supported him. So he initially was supported by communist people, social people, because they thought that we can have some agitation against the government. And then he thought that they are taking his advantage. So he took sannyas and he joined rishis and other things. And he became sannyasi. And then immediately social people left him and he became that thing. So he died as a sannyasi. So at that time he removed all these things, he became some. So these 2 personalities, one personality is trying to use and help the industries to solve the problem and get money also. And another is working for the people to protect the environment, to protect the river. So these are the 2 things that influence my life. And then I thought that I must give this knowledge to you all. Now you all are very fortunate that you have joined environmental engineering. Now there is lot of knowledge about earth, pollution and everything. But you are engineer, you should not forget it. You are not a social worker. You are not a chemist. You are not a microbiologist. you are not a technical person, you are environmental engineer. An environmental engineer has to work with responsibility. You have a responsibility to do the development, to protect the development. Development must be there. And all other environmental people are opposing development. What happened? When the government said that World Environment Day, so environment should be a compulsory subject in all schools and colleges. So they prepared syllabus and everything. So everything was degradation of the environment due to development. That was the main thing. So how the species are getting extinguished, how the trees are going down, how the soil is going, how the water is getting polluted, how the CO2 is increasing, everything. So like that, and the entire general population was facing these problems. So immediately they reacted, and a great social movement was started. Now this social movement tried to stop the development. If refinery is coming up, they will go and stop it. If road is being constructed, they will stop it. Anything is being done, they will stop it. So this created a different issue. Now those people, environmental consultants like Subbarao, myself, we were trying to